Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now, this weekend.
Right now at 10:34, restaurants are seeing a big drop-off in business. How you can help out in the post-holiday lull. Good evening and thank you for watching News 8 Now this weekend. I'm Emily Haugen. After a busy holiday season, you and your family might be slowing down and staying in. Local restaurants are seeing that in their booths. News 8 Now's Anna Fisher spoke with local restaurant staff who say this is typical, but urge anyone who can to come show their support.
As the holiday season comes to a close, local restaurants can find themselves in a bit of a lull. See how downtown restaurants are handling this change of pace that January brings. After the hustle and bustle of the holidays.
Well, January, I always consider it like jumping into a cold pool because in December, everybody's celebrating and every restaurant is just packed. New Year's Eve is the big climax, and then you jump into the cold pool and it's just like, oh my goodness, where did everybody go?
But Piggy's owner Chris Roderick remains optimistic. The restaurant's salad bar is set to reopen after closing its doors during the pandemic nearly 3 years ago.
We made the announcement we're going to do Wednesday through Friday, 11 to 1, soup and salad, and everything will be just like you remember it, and we're hoping for great things.
Another local downtown favorite still recovering from the pandemic is Fazy's.
Overall, I say it's affected us, but it hasn't brought us down. I know our hours aren't the same as they used to be, and that's one thing we're still trying to figure out.
Fazy's employee Rihanna Buchholz says the best way to support local restaurants right now is through carryout.
If you are thinking about going out and ordering food, instead of getting it delivered to your house, that costs more, and it's just easier to walk in, sit down, or even get a carryout to support your local businesses and the owners.
In La Crosse, I'm Anna Fisher, News 8 Now.
Thanks, Anna. And that is just two of many local restaurants who I'm sure would love your support this month.
Well, a good Sunday evening to all of you. A dry weekend, but a rather cold weekend as well. Highs only in the lower to middle 20s for most today. We had some stubborn low cloudiness and some fog to start today, and it took most of the day for that to finally mix out and get into some sunshine. 23 the high in Eau Claire, 25 in Winona, 22 in La Crosse. Only teens for highs in our western sections of the viewing area. Now, like the past couple of nights, clear skies, but a little bit of haze and some patchy fog starting to try to form once again. In fact, visibility down to a mile in Preston, half mile over in Austin, and about 3 to 5 miles in Decorah, Prairie du Chien, Boscobel, and Viroqua. So watch out for that overnight. In fact, you can kind of see that starting to develop on the satellite imagery there over southeastern Minnesota and northeastern Iowa. Otherwise, skies are clear across the region. Temperatures in the teens for most, although single digits in Black River Falls and Sparta. It's going to be clear to partly cloudy overnight. Again, that patchy fog or haze in spots, frosty as well, lows in the teens, so we're not going to drop much from where we are right now. Probably need that scraper out in the morning like the past several mornings. If your vehicle's parked outside, allow some extra time to scrape those windows in the morning. Schoolcast for tomorrow. Watch for that areas of fog in the morning, 19 degrees, 29 degrees by lunchtime. Afternoon highs around 35 with kind of a mix of clouds and sun. What does the rest of the work week have in store? I'll have the answer in just a few minutes.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Bill. And after days of deliberation and 14 failed votes, Kevin McCarthy was elected as Speaker of the House late Friday night. But right as it seemed the chamber might leave for the weekend, a breakthrough. In order to grab the gavel, the new Speaker made several concessions, including making it easier for any member to oust the Speaker and giving his Republican opponents 2 seats on the Rules Committee. As the 118th Congress gets to work on Monday, one issue House Republicans could struggle to compromise on is the debt ceiling. 6 holdouts have said they won't vote for an increase unless it's tied to specific spending reforms. That's something that could lead to a shutdown with the Senate and the White House, which could risk America going into default. And President Biden made his first visit to the border today since he took office. This visit comes just days after Biden announced a crackdown on unauthorized border crossings and expanded restrictions on asylum. Looking ahead, the U.S. border crisis will be a top priority at the North American Leaders Summit this week. CNN's Rafael Romo has the details.
They know their dream is across the river, but all they can do is wait. Some sit on the Mexican side looking north. The lucky ones have tents or find space in a shelter. Many, like Venezuelan migrant Henry Salvador Pacheco, have traveled thousands of miles and vividly remember the dangers they faced in each country they traveled through.
En Panamá y Colombia, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, México. Delincuencia, nos robaron.
He says they were robbed and kidnapped. It's the story of thousands upon thousands of immigrants who continue traveling north, even if it means risking their lives. The migrant crisis will be a top priority as U.S. President Joe Biden travels to Mexico to meet on Monday with his Mexican counterpart, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, and Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Biden announced Thursday he is expanding a program to accept up to 30,000 migrants per month from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela, along with a plan to expel just as many citizens from those countries who try to cross the border illegally.
Look, we should all recognize that as long as America is the land of freedom and opportunity, people are going to try to come here. And that's what many of our ancestors did. And it's no surprise that it's happening again today. We can't stop people from making the journey, but we can require them to come here, that they come here in an orderly way under U.S. law. Immigration remains a political hot potato in the United States.
We take what's happening at the southern border very seriously, unlike some, and unlike the President of the United States, who has refused to lift a finger to secure that border.
Far from the political rhetoric, migrants continue to wait. Some, like Kevin Ortega, a migrant from Venezuela, say they have nothing to lose that they haven't already lost. We left everything behind, he says. We don't have a home. We don't have a place to stay. Everyone here made an effort to get to where we are now, and we have no way to go back. Nearly 2.4 million immigrants were apprehended as they tried to enter the U.S. southern border in the fiscal year that ended in September, according to U.S. Customs and Border Protection. It remains to be seen if these three heads of state can find any solution to stem the tide. Rafael Romo, CNN Atlanta.
And following his visit to El Paso, the president will head to Mexico City for that North American Leaders Summit. Their leaders will discuss immigration, drug trafficking, and economic partnerships. Well, Oscar Mayer is now recruiting the next class of drivers for its iconic Wienermobile. The drivers are called hot doggers, and not only do they get to drive the Wienermobile through 20 states, they get to serve as an Oscar Mayer spokesperson at more than 200 events during the year. Hot doggers also document their journeys on social media. The company says they're looking for graduating college seniors who have an appetite for adventure. Sounds like fun. Coming up on News 8 Now this Sunday, 4 bald eagles were released back into the wild in Wisconsin this weekend, and most of them had one thing in common. We'll have advice from experts on how to keep that precious bird safe coming up later. But first, Damar Hamlin's collapse on Monday Night Football is reminding young athletes to get their heart screenings done. But one Minnesota family has already been hard at work to prevent similar tragedies. Their story and mission after the break. Stay with us.
At Hardee's, no matter what you choose, it's the right choice. Because our new 4 for $6 deal lets you make your own combo. Mix and match, then feast or snack on the food you're craving, all for just $6. Combine your favorite flavors into the perfect deal with our new 4 for $6 menu, only at Hardee's.
Hey, you want to join our rewards program? Collect hot dog points to unlock access to our VIP lounge.
That doesn't seem very...
rewarding. With a BMO Savings Builder account, you get a cash reward for every month you save.
Wait, so you're going to reward me for saving my own money?
You got it. A little incentive to help you get into the habit of saving.
That sounds great, but do you have VIPs?
Yeah, absolutely. We call them customers.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
You may not be ready to remodel your bathroom, but when you are, you should call the Board Store. The Board Store Home Improvement Showroom has everything you need for a bathroom that's attractive and functional. Choose from the many styles of showers and tubs, the many styles of vanities, premium fixtures, toilets, lighting, flooring, and tile. Make a plan, rest easy, knowing the Board Store's skilled carpenters, electricians, and plumbers will complete your project on time and on budget. The Board Store, improving your home, improving your life.
At Hardee's, no matter what you choose, it's the right choice. Because our new 4 for $6 deal lets you make your own combo. Mix and match, then feast or snack on the food you're craving, all for just $6. Combine your favorite flavors into the perfect deal with our new 4 for $6 menu, only at Hardee's.
The news continues on News 8 Now. Expect more.
After Damar Hamlin's collapse during Monday Night Football, there's renewed focus on heart screenings for young athletes. But a Minnesota family who lost their son to the same issue in 2015 is already working to prevent similar tragedies. WCCO's Alan Henry talks with the family and athletes about the impact of playing for Patrick.
It's 5 minutes that could save you your whole life.
Bailey McCudden went through her first Play for Patrick heart screen in 2018.
She texts me from across the room and she says, "Mom, my sheet says abnormal on the top. My sheet looks different than the girl next to me." The nurse that we spoke with said, "Well, you don't need to take her to the ER today, but she needs to be seen on Monday."
Doctors discovered she had a rare genetic heart defect and became one of the hundreds of Minnesota teens helped by the Patrick Schoonover Heart Foundation. In 2014, Patrick died after scoring the first goal of a hockey game and suffering sudden cardiac arrest.
Patrick would have benefited if he had the ability to get an echocardiogram, which would have shown the defects in his heart.
Since his death, Patrick's family, through his foundation, have provided nearly 30 heart screens for young athletes.
There's no shots, there's no poking. This is just information that even a lot of adults wouldn't get. This is such a privilege to be able to get, that the Schoonovers have put out to the community.
I'm so impressed and proud of the way that they've been able to turn in such a tragic event into something so important.
While the Schoonovers say nothing will ever take away the pain of losing Patrick, they're proud of being able to turn it into a purpose.
We have a choice. We could be bitter and feel sorry for ourselves, or we could be better. And we really wanted to help. You know, if we find one, then we did our job. You know, but we're finding many. You know, today's screen we've already had 2 significant finds of some heart defects that'll be things that kids will have to keep an eye on.
Alan Henry, WCCO 4 News.
Since 2015, Play for Patrick has discovered 255 teens with high blood pressure and 260 teens with electrical or structural heart defects. And coming up on News 8 Now this weekend, the FDA gave accelerated approval to a drug that could slow the spread of Alzheimer's. What difference local experts say this could make in the fight against the disease. After the break.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl. We've got some light precipitation chances at times this week. I'll detail it for you with my 8-day forecast after the break.
At Stanton Optical, independent eye doctors are available for eye exams whenever you need one. You should have seen me before I got mine. You're so quiet. Are you mad at me? Book your free same-day eye exam at Stanton Optical today.
Mere hours from the hustle and bustle of Midwest hubs, the La Crosse region offers exciting flavors, captivating views, and unparalleled outdoor recreation. Ignite your senses and make memories with those that matter most between the bluffs and along the mighty Mississippi River. Explore La Crosse invites you to join us on WKBT and online at news8000.com as we explore local businesses in our community. No matter your niche, your next adventure is calling and is just a road trip away.
It's the furniture sale you've been waiting for. The King Furniture New Year's Sale. With New Year's deals throughout each of our 4 showrooms. All in one location. Plus incredible deals on Lazy Boy furniture. Custom made to order England sofas and sectionals. And so much more. And don't forget about your mattress. We have a great selection of therapeutic mattresses in all prices. And they're all New Year's sale priced. All this and free financing and free delivery too. The King Furniture New Year's Sale going on now.
Stella Jones Corporation in Bangor has immediate openings and wants you to apply. They say this job takes grit, attention to detail, and ability to work as a team. Stella Jones Corporation is where safety matters and wages sustain a comfortable living. If you have what it takes and can stand behind our railroads, then we want you to apply today. $2,500 hiring bonus.
January is Radon Awareness Month. Radon is an odorless and invisible radioactive gas. It is the second leading cause of lung cancer with over 21,000 deaths per year. This matters because 1 out of 15 homes have high levels of radon present, and that one could be yours. Protect your family from this deadly gas by contacting American Water Works today. This message is brought to you by News 8 and American Water Works, keeping our communities safe.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We did the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $400 at LensCrafters, over $200 at Walmart, and over $150 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
Continual growth brings new opportunities at the Board Store Home Improvements. Now hiring carpenters, window and door installers, floor or tile installers. Apply today.
A new drug could lead to positive progress in the fight against Alzheimer's. The FDA has granted accelerated approval to a medication that could slow the disease's progress. It's called lecanemab, and Mayo Clinic Health System experts say the drug shows great promise. Experts say the success of this drug could also help pave the way for other Alzheimer's treatments.
This gives us an opportunity to perhaps add other drugs that may have additive mechanisms of action to actually slow down the disease process even more dramatically.
The drug will be submitted to the FDA later this year for full approval. Doctors add that this treatment is not intended for all dementia patients. It's only for those who have mild cognitive impairment or mild dementia. And if you test positive for COVID-19, chances are you can recover at home. As cases are rising, Mayo Clinic Health System doctors say keeping on top of symptoms is important. Most COVID symptoms are generally mild and often feel like the flu or a nasty cold. And if you do test positive for COVID and require a home recovery, doctors recommend staying home for at least 5 days, staying hydrated, and not coming into contact with other people. Doctors say if you start having chest pains, to get medical attention immediately, though. All right, well, it's been very cold this week, and it's been hard for me to leave the house for anything, especially work sometimes. But Bill, could we expect a warm up as the week begins?
Yeah, it definitely will be warmer than today and yesterday. And I'm not really seeing any of what I would call bitterly cold air in the forecast over the next 8 days. You'll see that at the end of my segment here. But first of all, again, notice a little bit of haze, and that's been the trend over the past couple of nights. We've had that haze and some areas of fog, and this morning was no different. In fact, it took most of the day for that low cloudiness and fog to mix out, and that's why our high temperature was only 22 degrees. Cold start, 9 degrees. Averages are 27 and 11, 55 and 25 below the records. Trace of snow out at the airport, but I think that's just the sensor getting that thick layer of frost from the overnight. And I'm looking at similar conditions tonight into tomorrow morning. So if your vehicle's parked outside, you'll need that ice scraper in the morning. 17 degrees out at the airport, 18 downtown. Here at the station feels like 10 thanks to a southerly wind at 5, so it's pretty light. 14 for you folks up in Eau Claire with a clear sky, and winds are light enough that your wind chill is the same. Visibility across the region showing those pockets of fog already in Rochester, Austin, over towards Preston. Elsewhere, about 3 to 5 mile visibility in some of our southern communities, 7 miles in Winona, La Crosse, Eau Claire, and Black River Falls. Current temperatures primarily in the teens, but some of our traditional colder spots to the north and east in the single digits, including Black River Falls and Sparta. And winds generally from the southwest, maybe 3 to 7 miles per hour for some, so that is causing some wind chills in the single digits to around 10 degrees. So you can already see some of that fog starting to develop south and near Rochester, Minnesota. Otherwise, mainly clear skies across the tri-state as high pressure in control. This disturbance eventually will bring some thicker cloud cover and some light precipitation chances Tuesday night, Wednesday, and perhaps into Thursday as well. Now tonight, Sky Tracker again showing the low cloudiness and fog coming into play. And then tomorrow could be similar to today. We'll have to wait for some of that to retreat and mix out before we get into some sunshine as well in the afternoon. Then tomorrow night, more clouds scooting through, and then Tuesday's looking mainly cloudy, albeit dry, and Sky Tracker showing that as well. Eventually some precipitation starting to move in from the west, though, Tuesday night and into the day on Wednesday. So zone forecast for tomorrow, probably mid-30s. Again, a lot of these numbers are an indication of some sunshine, or at least several hours of sunshine, and that's kind of in question if you ask me, but maybe some upper 30s to around 40. If you do see enough sunshine in our southern communities, you probably have the best chance of seeing that sun. Otherwise, mid-30s here in the Cross, and generally lower to middle 30s for you folks up in Eau Claire and Chippewa Falls. So for tonight, clear to partly cloudy, still a lot of bright moonlight from that recent full moon. Again, that patchy fog and haze and a lot of frost in the morning. 35 tomorrow, mix of clouds and sun, so warmer than this past weekend. And we're going to stay above average for the most part over the next 8 days. 30s. Again, that chance for some light precipitation Tuesday night into Wednesday, maybe some very light snow or flurries on a Thursday. Not looking like a big precipitation producer by any stretch. Otherwise, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday looking dry, upper 20s to low 30s, and then well into the 30s on Sunday. Another chance for some light precipitation a week from tomorrow on that Monday. So again, kind of overall, no major storm systems and no major outbreaks of cold air either over the next 8 days.
All right, well, I'll cross my fingers for some sun tomorrow.
Yeah, the sun helps this time of year, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Bill.
Okay.
And now it's time to announce the chosen Picturing Our Community photo for the week. This week's winner is Cheryl Pearl of Melrose with this shot of Douglas Creek. Every week we pick a photo to be shared in a gallery on our website at news8000.com and socially on our News 8 Now Facebook page, Twitter, and Instagram. If you would like to participate, just head to news8000.com, click on Submit Photos and Videos under the Home tab, and then click on Picturing Our Community and enter your photo. A new winner will be chosen every Friday, announced Sunday night, and then showcased online Monday morning. Coming up in sports, the Vikings were fighting for the 2 seed, and the Packers had a chance to clinch a playoff spot. Kate is in next for their highlights against the Lions.
We all know how weather goes around here. So why not take the First Warn team with you? Stay weather aware with hourly temps and conditions, video forecasts, and interactive radar. And the best part? It's easy to use. Here, try it.
The countdown to savings is happening now at Ashley. Ring in the new year with new styles for every room of your home. Plus, get 5-year special financing, no minimum purchase required. Visit your local Ashley store in Arcadia, Eau Claire, and Onalaska, and the Ashley outlet in Arcadia.
The average employee has been with their current employer for 4.1 years. Our employees at Chart Industries disagree. If you're eager to join a company you can retire from, then chart your career with Chart Industries. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
102.7 WKBH.
Hey, it's Kelly Wild from Magna Media, and I've been getting inklings. My wife Susie telling me that 102.7 WKBH is on all over the place. Well, now the results are in, and thank you very much. Out of all the radio stations in La Crosse County, you made 102.7 WKBH number 1.
I really love working with all the staff here at Bright Star. The office staff is amazing, and the other caregivers are amazing as well. Well, I am a student, so I do have classes in the morning. Bright Star makes it really easy for students with flexibility and giving me the ability to do short shifts in between classes, before and after classes. I love working with clients. It makes me feel like I'm making a big difference in their lives, even with small daily tasks. I would recommend working at Bright Star. It's a really great environment, and I love it as a place to work.
Make the resolution to get better sleep this year with a new mattress from Ashley. Bring home your choice of comfort on select Ashley Sleep Queen mattresses starting at just $449.99. Visit your local Ashley store in Arcadia, Eau Claire, and Onalaska, and the Ashley outlet in Arcadia.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Health System. Here's News 8 Now's Kate Overton.
We've got to love the drama that professional sports brings. Sunday Night Football last week of the regular season, and the Packers had the chance to clinch a spot in the playoffs if they could just beat the Detroit Lions in Green Bay. Now, prior to the game, the Seahawks got the win over the Rams, so that means Detroit was eliminated, but that didn't make this game any easier. A chilly night at Lambeau Field. Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur looking to get back to the playoffs. First drive of the game, Packers stuffed on 2 straight runs, and then on 3rd and goal, Rodgers buying time, but he can't hook up with A.J. Dillon. More red zone struggles for Green Bay, but Mason Crosby puts this one through, and it's 3-0. Now later in the quarter, 3rd and 5 for Green Bay. Rodgers looking, but he's going to be brought down by the rookie Aiden Hutchinson, and that means Mason Crosby comes back out on the field, this time a 49-yard attempt. That's good. It's 6-3. And then at the beginning of the second quarter, it's Crosby from 48 yards out. That one's money. It's 9-3 Green Bay. But then with 2 seconds on the clock, Detroit ends the half with a field goal of their own. So we go into halftime. Green Bay up 9-6. No touchdowns in the first half. To the second half, after a Green Bay missed field goal, the Lions taking a shot. Jared Goff going deep, and that's Khalif Raymond making the grab at the 1-yard line. And then that sets up Jamal Williams taking the handoff from 1 yard out, and the Lions take a 13-9 lead. Packers looking for an answer inside the 15, and Rodgers hits Allen Lazard in the back of the end zone. They finally get a touchdown, and they have the lead up 3. But don't celebrate just yet. The Lions on 3rd and goal give it to Williams, and he's in again. That gives Detroit a 20-16 lead. Green Bay looking for some magic, just under 4 minutes to go. Rodgers going deep. That ball's up for grabs, and Kirby Joseph comes down with it. A killer turnover for the Packers as the Lions manage to run down the clock and win the ball game. 20-16 was the final, and with that, the Packers are eliminated from the playoffs. They had their chances, but once again, settling for field goals is not enough. Rodgers was 17 for 27 for 205 yards with a touchdown and the interception, but he had some bad throws late in the game, and that was a big difference maker in this one. All right, to Minnesota, the Vikings looking to close out their season. They're on the road, I should say, against the Chicago Bears early in this one. Cousins dropping back, has a man, that's KJ Osborne, wide open, making the catch before finally being pushed out inside the 10. And then on the very next play, Cousins looking, and that's Adam Thielen making the grab, wastes no time. The PAT was no good, so it's 6-0. Second quarter, Vikings on the goal line. Alexander Mattison taking the handoff, and he fights his way in for the score. PAT good. It's 13-0 Minnesota. Now 16-0 right before the half. But check out this play from Chicago. Velus Jones Jr. on the reverse, getting to the sideline, and somehow stays in bounds, stays on his feet. Nobody's going to catch him. 42 yards in for the score. Second half, Vikings on the goal line, and it's Madison again, taking the handoff and scoring. Take another look at it, diving in there for the score, and a big game for Alexander Mattison. To the fourth quarter, Bears just trying to get the game over with. On 4th down, Tim Boyle in at QB, throws it deep downfield, but Duke Shelley is there to take it away. Another Vikings turnover as they get the win 29-13, and Chicago secures the #1 overall draft pick. For the Vikings, they're focused on the playoffs.
We can be as dangerous as we want to be, you know. I feel like we shoot ourselves in the foot the majority of the time when things don't go our way. So as long as we're on the same page, we're all fighting for that one goal, and we're all executing, I feel like, you know, we can do whatever we need to do in order to get our dub.
So a pretty dominant win for the Vikings, even though I'm sure Bears fans aren't going to complain about getting the #1 overall pick. But with the 49ers winning today, the Vikings will be the 3 seed and will face the New York Giants in round 1, a rematch from earlier this year when the Vikings won on a 61-yard field goal as time expired. It'll be a loud home game as the Vikings fans will have U.S. Bank Stadium filled up, but we'll tell you more about that matchup later this week. For now, that's all for sports, and we'll be right back.
It's fast food and service with authentic Mexican flavor at Senor Villa. With fun daily specials and cold, refreshing margaritas you won't want to miss. Come to Senor Villa in La Crosse and on Alaska. Authentic Mexican food and flavor.
With 6 crunchy beef tacos plus a pound of potato olays, our 6-pack in a pound is perfect for date night, movie night, 1,000-piece puzzle night, camping, tailgates, or any day that ends in Y.
Get $2 off the 6-pack in a pound, only from Taco John's.
With Gold Bond, you can age on your own terms.
New Retinol Overnight means the smoothing benefits of retinol are now for your whole body. Plus, fast-working crepe corrector diminishes wrinkled skin in just 2 days. Gold Bond, champion your skin.
Jolivet Family Farms, known for farm fresh fruit and vegetables, but featuring so much more. Come see all that we have. Homemade bakery, large selection of locally produced honey, gourmet popcorn, craft beer, wine, and cheese, meat and seafood, arts and crafts, and so much more. There is no substitute for homegrown freshness. Open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Ladies, are you tired of the same old happy hour? How about buy one, get one free margaritas? Join us for fun and fiesta on Adelita Wednesdays, only at Senor Villa. Authentic Mexican food and flavor.
Well, spectacular sight in Sauk City yesterday. 4 bald eagles were released back into the wild after being treated at the Raptor Education Group. The nonprofit based in Antigua released 2 adult and 2 juvenile bald eagles along the shore of the Wisconsin River. 3 of the 4 birds were being treated for lead poisoning, and one of the adult eagles had been in rehabilitation since April. The founder and director of the group, Marge Gibson, says birds being poisoned is a growing problem.
Lead poisoning is all too common. It comes from lead ammunition. In the case of eagles, anything that's shot with lead ammunition, the lead fragments, and if there's gut piles or there's animals that are left out where the food isn't harvested, an eagle is a scavenger. They like to pick up dead things. We have to become better stewards and understand that, you know, it's a real problem in our environment.
Good advice. The group reports caring for and treating about 1,000 birds each year. We'll be right back.
See the stories you missed or watch them again on our YouTube page or find us at news8000.com.
Ring in the new year with Home Furniture's New Year sale. Get 10% off sale prices plus no money down, 6-year special financing, and free shipping when you spend $4.99. The New Year sale going on now, only at Home Furniture.
Nobody thinks about their sewer or drain until it's too late, and oftentimes, problems that do arise can cause major damage to your home, property, and your family's health. Why not treat your plumbing right and choose Maxwell White? For just $99, we'll perform a camera inspection of your drain, looking for any potential problems that may arise in the future. So don't wait until you're in over your head. Call the fast, reliable professionals at Maxwell White.
Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
Pilgrims in Arcadia is partnering with Western Technical College and is offering maintenance apprentice opportunities and wants you to apply. We offer you on-site training in our state-of-the-art facility in addition to classes and training at Western Technical College. Here's what our employees have to say.
I would encourage anybody looking for a job in maintenance to come to Pilgrims because we give them the opportunity to train and advance their careers through our program.
If you are looking for a good, stable, reliable job, Pilgrims is the place to work.
Apply in person at our recruiting office or online at pilgrims.com.
January is Radon Awareness Month. Radon is an odorless and invisible radioactive gas. It is the second leading cause of lung cancer with over 21,000 deaths per year. This matters because 1 out of 15 homes have high levels of radon present, and that one could be yours. Protect your family from this deadly gas by contacting American Waterworks today. This message is brought to you by News 8 and American Waterworks, keeping our communities safe.
Our hearing connects us with people, and when that bridge is broken, our job is to help people with that hearing loss and reconnect them back with their lives again. We really feel that better hearing is a better life.
Happy holidays from everyone at Better Hearing Center.
Hi, I'm Nate Burkus, interior designer. I've partnered with Beautyrest to create a sleep collection that combines all of the things that matter. Innovative design that is thoughtful and sustainable.
During our New Year sale, get up to $400 off Beautyrest by Nate Burkus at Home Sleep Express.
Welcome back. We're at 17 degrees right now, and we're going to kind of remain steady in the mid to upper teens here in La Crosse overnight. Again, watch out for some light haze, patchy fog in spots, much like we've seen the past couple of nights, and that's going to put another rather thick layer of frost down. So watch for some slick spots on the roads and the sidewalks, especially the bridges and overpasses for that morning commute. Otherwise, a mix of clouds and sun for tomorrow. Driving should be fine by lunchtime and for that late afternoon or evening commute as well. Otherwise, looking ahead, mainly cloudy Tuesday. Chance for some light precipitation, maybe a little mix Tuesday night into Wednesday, and some flurries on Thursday with highs primarily in the upper 20s to lower 30s, and then dry Friday through the weekend. So no major storm systems, no major outbreaks of cold air over the next 8 days.
That's a nice break.
It is.
Thank you so much for watching News 8. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow night.